Back in 1977, now Executive Director of CAAEL, John Martin, was teaching a gym class at Scalabrine Alternative School in Stone Park. The students in his class had been removed from their mainstream schools and placed in this alternative setting for a broad range of behavioral and emotional issues such as truancy, depression, violence, and drugs. Getting bored with playing the same kids at his school and basketball every day, one boy asked Mr. Martin, "Aren't there any other kids like us at other schools who we could play?" Mr. Martin gave the question the thought and respect it deserved, and recognizing the motivational capacity of athletics for high-risk students, the Chicago Area Alternative Education League was born. Research shows that students who participate in athletic or other types of activity programs achieve higher grade point averages, miss fewer days of school, and are more self-confident. Through wonderful organizations such as the IHSA, thousands of Illinois students represent their schools in athletic and activity programs each year. The problem had always been limited access for high-risk youth. Each year, thousands of Illinois' high-risk students, those excluded from the educational mainstream due to severe behavioral and emotional problems, had been unable to participate in these positive, life-enhancing experiences. Initially consisting of 4 schools, using basketball as the impetus for growth and change, over 3 decades later, CAAEL, a 501c3 nonprofit, has expanded to successfully provide a full spectrum of programs to over 100,000 of the Chicagoland area's most at-risk boys and girls, ranging from ages 7 to 21. Our 50-plus partner schools, located in 8 Illinois counties, serve the highest risk youth from 79 public school districts, including Chicago's North Shore, the inner city, and several rural communities. There are over 1,100 CAAEL events and tournaments each year, including flag football, volleyball, soccer, softball, basketball, bowling, chess, and art. CAAEL works in partnership with these alternative schools that are already educating students with limited abilities to manage their own behaviors and emotions. Because it is based on these partnerships rather than direct student intervention, CAAEL is extremely cost-effective. The CAAEL programs are delivered through each partner school's instructional staff, utilizing their own physical resources and transportation systems. CAAEL trains participating educators how to use these customized events and leagues as vehicles for teaching social skills, teamwork, and responsibility. By incorporating the programs into already existing services through specialized training and support, CAAEL impacts the education of thousands of youth annually at minimal per-student cost. CAAEL's games and events are integrated directly into each school's curriculum and incentive system to become an essential component of the daily procedures and operations. Students need to meet attendance, academic, and behavioral criteria in order to participate in the highly desirable events and competitions which are held during the school day. With every event's emphasis on positive leadership and sportsmanship rather than winning, CAAEL engages alienated youth and helps reintegrate them back into the mainstream. It is a powerful motivator and offers hope of a brighter future for our most vulnerable youth.
Kids love it. It gives them something to strive for. CAAEL gives them a reason to do that. It gives them a reason to come to school. It gives them a reason to feel good about themselves so they can succeed. And that's our success story. It's just getting kids to get through school, and that's what this is all about.
It's a second chance program, and being a teacher of alternative kids in alternative schools and alternative programs, these are the students that have found themselves on the outside of society, on the outskirts of education, students that were lost in the system, students that had low confidence levels, students that had no sense of success. They had not experienced success in their whole lives.
I know what opportunities they don't have, and it's a shame that they don't have these opportunities. And it's incredible that we have an organization like this, CAAEL, that really can give some of these opportunities that would normally be lost. To normalize their high school experience, to give them the opportunities to know what it is to compete, to what hard work means, what gratification, self-esteem, how it feels both to win as well as how to lose gracefully. We rely on CAAEL as a incentive, as a base of a lot of our behavior modification systems have to do with, are you on level? Can you Can you participate in CAAEL?
After the games are done, rather than it being all about winning and losing, they're handing out the ribbons, the sportsmanship ribbons to the other team. I think that empowers the kids. They feel really good about that.
This is the greatest opportunity we can present to our students. It's the best thing of the year for our school.
I've done some Illinois High School Association games, and then when I came out here to do the alternative league, I was expecting some things that I didn't get. And what I got was how memorable the kids were, how well the place was run when it came to the conduct of everybody, the sportsmanship, and that's the first and foremost thing that they're shooting for here.
They did help each other up, and the guys didn't, on a certain calls that we make, they didn't argue, they didn't fuss.
It's one of the 4 or 5 top things that happens to our school during the year. It ranks right up there with prom, with graduation. And this is something that is going to have a carryover value later in life.
Teaching them how to be safe, how to enjoy each other, not come and fight and all that kind of stuff.
One of our best players, when it was time for him to take a seat on the bench, he let us know he didn't feel very good about that. He came right up to me at the halftime and he said, "Mr. Marty," he goes, "you would never make it as a high school coach. We could be up by 50 points right now. All you ever talk about is sportsmanship." So I said, "Young man, you're absolutely right. I am guilty as charged." That's the way it goes in CAAEL.
I've been around CAAEL or in CAAEL for 25 years. My first experience with CAAEL was with Marty Knuth, who was my gym teacher when I had a little bit of problems at my regular school and I got sent to Forestry Alternative School. Through that, I learned the sportsmanship of the game, which is what CAAEL is all about. Because honestly, before that, in any sports I was in, it was all about winning. I ended up going to school and coming back to work at Forest View.
Kids that have come through this program end up being teachers, firefighters, nurses.
CAAEL is a proven, cost-effective, positive alternative for engaging our most disenfranchised youth in making productive, life-enhancing choices. We do, however, have a huge dilemma. There are so many more at-risk kids who could benefit from CAAEL programs, yet we don't have the money or the staff to expand. CAAEL's powerful programs are funded solely through fees paid by our network of financially strapped public and private member schools. We continue to operate with only one paid staff member, the executive director, who in turn relies upon hundreds of volunteers. Given all the violence plaguing our cities and schools, there is such an urgency to address the needs of these kids. Our current mission is to increase our exposure to show what is already being done for this population. We want to generate other stable funding sources and create new partnerships so we can add schools to the existing network, as well as explore ways for replicating this unique model in other areas where alternative school educators are working so hard to engage these kids. Furthermore, John Martin, CAAEL's founder, director, and sole employee for over 35 years, is turning 70. We need a viable transition and sustainability plan to ensure that these powerful programs can continue far into the future. CAAEL has proven effective across geographic and demographic boundaries. It is the only organization providing this broad scope programming for Illinois' growing number of high-risk youth. We are compelled to give thousands of more at-risk kids this very opportunity for decades to come. CAAEL is the dedicated and hard-working teachers, coaches, and administrators who live and breathe CAAEL every day. They are the ones who use CAAEL to keep their kids motivated to come to school and stay in school, to develop better social skills and healthier self-images. CAAEL is the board and committee members who selflessly volunteer their time to help with fundraisers and run various events. CAAEL is the businesses and individuals who have supported us over the years. CAAEL is the thousands of volunteers, some new and some who have been doing so for over 30 years, who offer their spirit, energy, and time to make CAAEL the success story that it is. CAAEL is the families that face so many challenges and obstacles as they continue to love and support their children. And most importantly, CAAEL is the students who choose to make the changes they need to make in order to participate in what's offered. Students who participate with such great enthusiasm and astonishing sportsmanship. Please visit our blog and our Facebook page to see how you can help us with our mission.
I
want to thank John Martin for his courage, his innovation, and he has helped change the lives of thousands of kids. He has helped to decrease violence, to turn students into happy, successful young people who can enter the mainstream.